Hello from SBC. I'm Juby Hughes, and with me today is the wonderful Dr. Daniel Navi, board-certified dermatologist, fellow of the American Academy of Dermatology, and assistant clinical professor for dermatology at USC Keck School of Medicine. Welcome, Dr. Navi, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Juby, for having me. It's really a nice opportunity to share some knowledge with our patients and the public at large about skin cancer.
So we're talking with Dr. Navi today because May is Melanoma and Skin Cancer Awareness Month. What can our patients do to understand warning signs and to detect skin cancer?
Juby, as you mentioned, skin cancer is extremely common. In fact, 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer in their lifetime. Those are staggering numbers, but the good news is that 99% of these cases are extremely treatable. Thankfully, skin cancer is visible on your skin. So if you are able to identify warning signs and alert your dermatologist when you see something abnormal, unusual, you can get ahead of skin cancer at the stage where it's very treatable before it becomes dangerous.
What items do we need to actually do our own self-exam?
Really, what you need are a handful of items, and it's a pretty easy process. I recommend a well-lit room or a bright light, a full-length mirror, a handheld mirror, and 2 small stools or chairs. It's also good to have a blow dryer so you can look through the scalp. And finally, a pencil and pen, a pencil or paper just to jot down anything important or abnormal that you notice on your skin exam.
What are you looking for that might be like a warning sign to actually call an actual dermatologist?
You should see a dermatologist whenever you notice a spot or a growth that is new or changing or bleeding or not healing. Basically anything out of the ordinary or an ugly duckling that you haven't noticed before is a warning sign, and you should seek an expert when you notice that.
Dr. Navi, what part of the body should we be checking?
Juby, I always tell my patients, like any routine, a good proper skin exam requires a systematic and thorough approach. Ideally, you want to do your skin exams right after showering, and you want to basically follow a routine every time so that you cover everything. So how do we actually do your skin exam? Really, it's a matter of following a few steps to make sure that you're thorough. I usually recommend starting with the face, examining your nose, your ears, your lips, making sure you look both at the front and back of all of those areas. Then I recommend examining the scalp, and here you may want to use a blow dryer to part the hair and use a handheld mirror to look at the areas that are harder to see. Then start by looking at your hands, both the front and the back of the hands, as well as your fingernails and under your fingernails. Same thing with the wrists, the forearms, again, back and forth on both sides. And then look at the upper arms, both the front and back of the upper arms. Here you may want to use the handheld mirror again for the hard to see areas. After that, you will examine your torso. This is where the full-length mirror is really important. Look at the neck, the chest, the belly. And then you look at the sides, including under the breasts in females. So make sure the breasts are lifted so the undersides are evaluated as well. I also recommend moving on to the back next. You should have your back against the full-length mirror and use a handheld mirror to look at the back of the neck, shoulders, and lower back. And then finally look at the buttocks and the back of the legs, again using a handheld mirror. And then finally we end with the lower legs. So you want to look at the shins, the calves, ankles, feet, bottom of the feet, and toenails, ideally without nail polish.
So what are we exactly looking for, Dr. Navi?
What we're looking for is anything that looks out of the ordinary with respect to your normal mole pattern or normal pattern of your spots or freckles. So what that means is any new growth or spots, anything that's transparent, black, dark, tan colored, or brown, any new spots that are bleeding, itching, crusting, scabbing, or any new sore that's not healing within a few weeks.
Dr. Navi, what are the ABCDEs of melanoma?
Juby, the ABCDs of melanoma is a very easy to use tool for patients to detect melanoma or abnormal moles. The A stands for asymmetry. That means that one half of the mole is not the same as the other half. B stands for border. So any mole that has border irregularity, the borders are not nice and sharp, rather they're fuzzy or scalloped. C stands for color. So any changes in color or moles that have different colors, they're not uniformly colored throughout. And D is for diameter, moles that are greater than 6 millimeters in size or a pencil eraser size. And then finally, E is for evolving. So any mole that's changing in size, texture, color, or is an ugly duckling, which means it looks different than the rest of your mole patterns, should alert you to seek expertise of a board-certified dermatologist.
There you have it. Everything you need to know about early detection of skin cancer. If you have any further questions for Dr. Navi or any of our other wonderful providers here at Skin and Beauty Center, please feel free to reach out. You can text or email us at hello@dermla.com. You can give us a toll-free call at 877-822-2223 or visit us on our website, www.dermla.com. We are still offering Tele-derm visits here for you and your family members, and in-office visits as well. Dr. Navi, thank you so much for being here today and taking the time to educate us on early detection of skin cancer. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Judy.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.